Good motherfucking morning, motherfucking base. Good motherfucking morning, ladies. How are we all doing today on this most beautiful of I don't know what day it is. I have no idea what day it is. Tuesday. Tuesday morning. We good? Chillin'? Gucci Gucci, Tamagotchi. I got married today, Forsen. I'm sorry that happened to you, but I also don't believe you. First thing you do is hop on Twitch chat. I don't know, Kev. I don't know, Kev. He had to tell his best friend. That's true. That's true. That is true. Alright. Let's see here. We got some Saberonis. We got some Re-Saberonis. Mayo, Einap, thank you, man. We got Tron Fire on tips. Welcome back. Riru Binto. Beamboy, 104 months. Sinatari and Tabetha. Thank you. Welcome back, boys, girls. 5 years, sorry, 5 years on DSXX420. Nice, very nice. Thank you. Here's your cringes. Anything cool, fresh, new, exciting, happening in the world today, chat? Tuesday. New game from Binding of Isaac devs came out today. Then Mugenics game, right? Forsen. Yeah, we saw it at a showcase. That was really cancer.
You know what time it is?
I don't know.
It's time for you to be a slave to our money and lick our legs.
I don't know about that, man.
Click the link, Forsen.
I mean, I will click your link.
Over.
We'll see how much of it I play. China condemned Pokemon for promoting Japanese militarism and banned Pokemon cosplay and sales of related products at conventions. Promoting Japanese militarism. Jesus Christ. Well, there is no secret that China and Japan doesn't like each other very much. That's no secret. I think Japan and South Korea also don't like each other. I think Japan doesn't really like any Asian country, I'll be honest. And no Asian country likes Japan. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. Japan and South Korea are Gucci now. I mean, I don't know what now means, but I remember when Nina was in South Korea, there was propaganda in the subway about Japan. Shit. I don't know, I'm not following it too much. Discord enforces ID or face verification in 1 month. They leaked UK IDs in 2 months ago. They leaked UK IDs 2 months ago. I don't really know what this means. What does this mean for face recognition, or sorry, face scanning for who has to do this? It's for NSFW features. Yeah, but don't we have an NSFW channel on our Discord? I'm not sure. Not anymore. Okay. So it doesn't affect us really. It's been gone for years. I mean, good riddance probably. I'm just wondering if yeah. They also flag random images on their own. Nvidia says it didn't use pirated books to train its AI models. Okay. I mean, I don't recall asking if they used pirated books. But yeah. I don't even know what fucking AI Nvidia has. Just boot Death Stranding and use Norman's face for ID scan. Norman's face for ID scan. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. But don't you have to have an actual like license? Usually with these face scanning things, they have partnered with a like a third-party face scanner that scans a certain kind of IDs, like passport and national IDs and whatnot. So it would have to match, the face would have to match the carpet. Nvidia invests in AI data centers in Israel in billions, assisting genocide with Palestine movement algorithm nonsense. What the fuck did I just read? I don't know, Kevin, man. I don't know, man. This AI thing is I'm intentionally out of the loop. Riot already fired half the staff from 2XKO. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I saw that coming, I would have $1. First of all, whoever came up with the name 2XKO should have been fired right there and then, right? Second of all, where the fuck was the advertising, man? No one probably even knew this game was about to release. I don't even remember when it released, if it released. I just remember like an early access or something, like a closed beta or something people were talking about, and then... Second of all, this 2v2, they try to make it casual in the same way, you know, like a team game. But no one wants to play this fucking 2v2 shit, man. And third of all, they just copied like fucking Street Fighter style of fighting, and it was just fucking horrendous. Just make it, they should, you know what they should have done? They should have made it like Super Smash, a brawler. They should have made it a fucking brawler then, because then every character has maybe a 15th of the moveset of an actual fighting game character equivalent, and then you could pump in 15 more characters, right? And you could have a big roster, because that's what the League universe is all about, you know. The characters and shit, that's the character you play in the fucking Real League or whatever, watching the fucking Arcane show. That's what they should have bet on. And they should have made Super Smash with League, and that could have actually been a contender, because that scene is fairly niche, but it's so casual that it could bring a lot of people. The game roster is bad and not even close to League. Yeah, I mean, they have like, what? Like 10 characters in total. Some shit. Nah, it's more like fighting games are dead. Yeah, I mean, fighting games are always gonna be dead. If you wanna make a fighting game, you should have a small fucking team on the right department. You shouldn't like fucking go all in with fucking, I don't know how many employees they had, probably like 100 employees or some shit, right? 100 plus employees. And just like pump out like a fucking giga expensive game in the fighting category. Street Fighter 6 is actually fairly popular in Japan. I mean, reread your sentence and then see if that's relevant to what we're talking about. Like, who cares if something is fairly popular in one country? Like, that's not why you make a game as a game developer. When you join a Deadlock tourney, they sent you an invite. Who sent me an invite? In development since 2016, and they release it with 11 fucking characters. Fucking idiots. Yeah, I mean, is it played from the client, the League client? No, they should have. They should only make games that can be played from the League client. That's their thing. That's why TFT got popular so fast. And if they can't make a game that is playable in the League client because of, you know, hardware related things, then they should focus on upgrading the League client so that they can do that in the future before they make new genres of games. But yeah. New client in 2027? Yeah, I heard. It's from Valve. I'm not talking about Deadlock. I'm talking about 2XKO. I fucking know Deadlock is on Steam from Valve, you fucking retarded piece of shit retard. What the fuck? What the fucking fuck, man?
Burn, bitches!
That's what your mother said last night when I DP'd her. First link of the day. Okay.
What the fuck was that? Is there a fucking lifeguard running down the hall? She's running in slow-mo.
I see you don't have a lifeguard here at your beach.
I'm not at the beach, this is a bathtub.
No body of water is safe without a lifeguard.
It's 2 feet deep, lady. What are you doing here?
You can relax. You're safe now. Your lifeguard is here.
Okay.
Get out of the water. There's a shark.
What, a shark?
Get out of the water.
Shark?
There's a shark in the water.
Wait, there's no shark in the bathtub.
Aren't you glad you had a lifeguard here to save you?
I guess. What? Wait a minute. You should go. There's no need for you to be here.
I think I should stay, and I think we should have sex.
Okay.
Okay. Special Forces of Russia, thank you man. Cotidianos, homosexual, Kobe Singh Bryant, welcome back.
The date is November 19th, 2004. The NBA has just changed forever.
This is going to change the climate of the NBA.
Now Artest has jumped over the scorer's table and is trying to get down to the bench.
A police officer runs up to us and has his mace out.
Watch the upper right-hand corner of your screen now. Here's a chair thrown in, flying in the direction of Jermaine O'Neal.
After decades of rebuilding the league's image, the narrative is now out of their hands.
It is clear American sports fans hate professional athletes.
Talking to people who suffered injuries and were victims in that, put together and presented to the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office.
But let's go back a couple of hours. This story will start not with the one who was directly involved in the melee, but rather the man who is currently ushering him into the locker room. He doesn't know it right now, but as much as this brawl would have an effect on the NBA, it would also alter the trajectory of his own career and legacy. The name Reggie Miller is now synonymous with Indiana. However, it wasn't always the case. After a stellar career at UCLA, Reggie Miller would be drafted 11th overall in 1987 by the Pacers, to the chagrin of the fan base, who wanted the Pacers to draft local star Steve Alford instead.
Really disappointed that we can't go watch him. We wish that he'd be here in Indiana and we would have been there.
No, that's not right. So they're stupid.
However, Miller would quickly win over the fan base with an unparalleled superpower. In a 1991 Sports Illustrated article, it would be revealed that Magic Johnson had been trying to court Reggie away from the Pacers to the Lakers.
Miller spurned Magic's suggestion. Instead, Reggie signed a 6-year, $17 million deal with the Pacers. Quote, "I want to do what guys like Magic and Larry have done," he says. "I want everybody to know who the Pacers are." From 1993 onwards, Reggie Miller would indeed become a household name. Under head coach Larry Brown, Indiana would evolve into a contender in the East, known for their seemingly yearly battles with the Knicks, cementing Reggie's clutchness in NBA lore. His most notable battle would come against the Chicago Bulls in the 1998 Eastern Conference Finals, where the Pacers would push the Bulls all the way to a Game 7.
Gets it in the middle for the win.
The toughest series for the Bulls' championship run. But even after Jordan's retirement, the door never truly opened. A couple seasons later, Reggie would make his first ever finals, where he would lose to the newest NBA dynasty. Despite all the clutch shots, the iconic moments, the Pacers never broke through. And that summer, a new chapter will begin in Indianapolis. Before we continue, a quick word from today's sponsor. I'm so excited to go see more.
Me too. Should I? Sugar Spidey, Burning Toxic, Shade, Charad, Trades, Cobalt, Curd, thank you. Welcome back, welcome.
So many people claim John Eric Hexum is the best looking man to ever live, and I kind of hold this opinion. Today we're going to be breaking down his objective looks, and yeah, let's hop right into his front profile. Okay, facial thirds. He has ideal facial thirds. The one thing I'll say is that his middle third is on the more scrunched end. As you guys can see, here are the absolute ideal facial thirds: 36% lower third, 33% middle third, and a 31% upper third. So because his eyebrows are so low set, his middle third is on that lower end, but these are still very masculine and balanced facial thirds of the face. His face is 1.33 times taller than wide, perfectly ideal. I will say the perfect is 1.35, and we see this in black men, we see this in white men, we see this in Asian men. This is still ideal. Hexum, of course, has an ideally wide jaw at 87% of his face.
Hello,
Forsen. Perfect is 88%.
Forsen.
This is still a
Can I
perfect
ask
jaw.
you a
This
question?
measurement's a little bit boring.
Please
You guys might not
post
care
the
much about
video.
this one, but
Forsen. Post it. Post the video, Forsen. Forsen. Post it.
Yeah, it's post.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
All right, that was my question.
We're seeing where his lip line sits on the lower third. So We divide the subnasal to the lip line and then to the bottom of his lower third, and it's 32%, which is ideal. We see this is a super important trait that he nails, is his eye spacing. He has a perfect eye separation ratio, 45%, and his eyes are a bit less than one eye apart. And this is actually
cute and funny link
we
request
see so many
by
attractive men
21
with their eyes a little
MTD.
bit less than one eye apart, so his eye spacing perfectly ideal. His mouth to nose width is again ideal. You guys are going to notice a trend. Almost everything about this guy's face was ideal. Now this feature is actually why I think partly why he's so striking. His facial width height ratio is 2:1. So you guys can kind of just see the measurement. You guys can see down here, you know, a low facial width height ratio is very docile looking. And as you get a more compact one, like Brad Pitt is a pretty compact one, it's more masculine. So his is super compact at 2. Not too compact like Jordan Barrett, but this is a great facial width height ratio. His chin to filter ratio, sitting right in the middle of that ideal of 2 to 2.5 in men. Perfect. Now here we come to his first facial flaw. So his mid-face ratio is very slightly unideal. This is barely even a flaw. It's a little bit too compact, okay? So we'd want this line right here to be a little bit longer, ideally. And that makes sense because his middle third is on that shorter end. Now here we have what is arguably the biggest flaw in his face, his canthal tilt. Okay, and I know this is like a meme on TikTok, canthal tilt, canthal tilt. It's actually super important. I actually have a negative canthal tilt myself, which is pretty much my biggest flaw. And it's his biggest flaw as well. His tilt is roughly -1 degrees on average. Again, we want this to be 5 to 8 degrees. You know, black men will have their eyes a little bit more upturned, so will Asian men. Later in the video, I'll show you what he looked like with a positive one.
Hello, Mr. Force. I noticed that when people donate these, they say hello, Mr. Force, instead of like hello, Forsen, or some shit. And it's usually paired with a classical daily dose of fucking sitcom link.
Harmonizes with his mid-face angle, as you guys can see, at 91 degrees.
Good observation.
We want this deviation to be within 1 to 2.5 degrees, so he nailed this as well. Now Hexam actually has pretty full lips, and they're also perfectly proportioned. His lower lip is bigger than the upper one. This is perfect.
Alright, just fucking go suck a dick already. We know you want to. Streamers molding, thank you for the 54 months. The Peter, Taste, Trash, Punctual, Scan, Dolph, the Gay, welcome back.
野生と精神力だけじゃない。修練を積み重ねた確固たる土台。それこそこの男の真の強さ、恐ろしさ。なおさら負けるわけにはいかない。修練の数なら僕は誰にも負けていない。高村、素晴らしい相手だった。全てを出し切れた。僕は満足だ。満足だ。自信のミットめがけて撃つだけだ。どこだ、どこにいやがる。そこか。撃て撃て撃て。
Blind playthrough. Trish Mark, David Hopdog, Swift Apple, welcome back. Ladies.
Just because I'm transgender doesn't mean I'm different in any way or that I'm a bad person. I'm normal, just like everybody else.
Being polite. Being polite.
I'm glad that I have friends that actually understand what I'm going through.
It feels really nice because I now know who I am and who I was meant to be.
I really like this shirt. It says born a unicorn, because you know, I was born a unicorn. And also, this shirt has a little foreshadowing about what you might see me wearing. I also really like this shirt, as you know. I think it's really pretty with all the
Hello,
stars
Mr. Force.
and color.
I noticed some guy is using hello, Mr. Force. That notice everyone is saying hello, Mr. Force before they share their shit links. So here is one of those BT stuff you should learn.
That we noticed
No
was
further
that
fucking
she wanted to dress as Cinderella for Halloween.
I have a couple shorts I like in here. Let me pull it out. I like this one, because you know it's got like the lace and stuff, which I think is super pretty.
So right before her 8th birthday, she came out from her room one morning and she said, I'm Lily all the time now, only use girl pronouns, and I'm not gonna be Jack anymore.
I like this side because it's like really super psychedelic. Cool. This is Hall. Oh. Probably from 1st to 3rd grade was when I was like bullied a lot. You know, I was really sad going to school sometimes because I knew I was going to be teased or bullied or like told like you shouldn't be wearing this stuff. Because you know, in 2nd grade I was still saying my old name.
So that was like a week before you were born. Here, and that's your first picture. Aww. Screaming baby. Look at you. I used to cut your hair. Did you know that? Yeah. You hated it. And you would just like yell at me the whole time.
Wait, can I
Oh, well, I'm sorry. There you are picking out your Caroline.
Oh, would you like this one? Here's what it does.
So yeah, your 7th birthday, we went to the American Girl store. We had lunch. Yeah, I called ahead to make sure it was okay that nobody was gonna say anything to us. Is it weird to look at that picture?
Kind of, yeah.
Why is it weird?
It just makes it seem like, you know, it's not me.
For me, I was definitely nervous just because she was a baby, you know. She was 6 years old and I just could not wrap my mind around the fact that she knew she was a girl.
And how could a child that age
know that?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get it. And I did research and found that she's not the only one.
Hello. Oh, look at you guys. Look at you.
I think the support system is the biggest part of going through this process as parents of a trans kid.
There are people out there who are like me. And then I realized, you know, I'm not the only transgender person in the world. There are... You call it...
That is true. Okay.
Unknown caller, it's gotta be them.
Hey, put it on speaker.
Hello?
Hi.
Well, this is Sweden calling. Is this Dr. Cooper and Dr. Fowler?
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations. It is my pleasure to inform you that you've won the Nobel Prize in being suckers.
His Swedish accent was very convincing.
It
There was a
wasn't a
time I
Swedish
never would have
accent
been
at
friends
all.
with someone like you, and now you are one of my favorite people. So if what you need is to spend your birthday in a bathroom, I'm happy to do it with you.
Well, everyone will think I'm weird.
Sweetie, you are weird. Everyone knows you're weird, but they're all still here because they care about you so much.
Whoa, some of us need to check our hair because we might have a shot with Winard's mother.
Okay, everybody. Sheldon is gonna come back out, but I think he's a little embarrassed, so let's all be extra nice, okay?
What are you looking at me for? I'm a saint, but a sinner in the sack.
Sheldon, I know the future holds great things for you, and we all can't wait to see what they are. Happy birthday, dear.
Cheers! Cheers! Someone call animal control. There's a cougar on the loose.
Barry, stop.
Seriously, Barry, stop.
I've invented a science joke. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
How many Edisons does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
Who cares? He stole the idea and doesn't deserve his own joke.
Is that really true?
Of course. That's how you know it's a good joke. It not only entertains, it informs.
Hey, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, Barry, how many Edisons does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Did you know Edison didn't actually invent the light bulb?
What do you want, Barry?
Just wanted to drop this off as a little thank you for Amy.
What's this for?
Your idea really helped me out. My white cone quantization paper's online already. The response has been amazing.
Well, that's fascinating. I can't wait to read it.
Yo, no, me as well. Please email it to sheldon@bazinga.biz. Why .biz? Because I just gave you the business. And also bazinga.com was taken. We're going to combine these chemicals with ordinary dish soap, creating a little exothermic release of oxygen.
For me, vengeance.
Yes, exactly.
This is brilliant, Sheldon. How are we going to deploy it in Kripke's office?
Already taken care of. Observe. This is a live shot of Kripke's lab via a mini webcam I was able to install thanks to a dollar bill discreetly placed in the night janitor's shirt pocket. At the same time, I also secured large quantities of these chemicals above the tiles in the drop ceiling.
Sheldon, you remind me of a young Lex Luthor.
He died. Misclick.
Buried treasure is by far the most consistent source of all materials in the overworld, so top speedrunners primarily reset to find these chests. Similar to other strategies in the game, we use the pie chart to find the buried treasure, or more specifically, the chunk that the treasure chest is in. The information we get from the pie chart is that there's some sort of block entity in one of the chunks we can currently see on our screen. Block entities include chests, spawners, beds, and more, but during the mapless split, we're looking for the chest spike.
We already saw this.
Similar to all spikes, the spike we get from the chest can vary a bit depending on if...
We already watched this.
Let's discuss why so many people aren't given the grace of the true faith and are not inclined to the true positions. In John chapter 5, Jesus says to the Jews who didn't believe in him, quote, "How can you believe when you receive glory from one another and do not seek the glory that comes from the only God?" End quote. John 5:44. Jesus reveals that a primary reason people are not given the grace of the true faith is that they are seeking glory or approval or respect from other men, rather than from God. This principle applies across the board to unbelievers and heretics of every kind, and to multitudes of those who claim to be Catholic and even quote traditional Catholics, but aren't truly Catholic because they obstinately adhere to false positions. Those people are too concerned about what other people think, respect, and approve, rather than being focused solely on what is true in God's sight and what is pleasing to Him. Their focus is too much on the horizontal, if you will, rather than on the vertical. They are seeking refuge with others, rather than with God. If they were focused solely or sufficiently on what is true and right in God's sight, regardless of how others react, they would then receive the grace to see the truth. However, conflicts, disrespect, lies, mockery, and hatred would also come their way, from many people who otherwise would not react in that way toward them. Matthew 10:25, if they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more those of his household? Galatians 1:10, for am I now seeking the approval of men or of God? Or am I trying to please men? If I yet pleased men, I would not be a servant of Christ. 2 Timothy 3:12, indeed all who desire to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will be persecuted. John 15:18-19, if the world hates you, know that it has hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love you as its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. The importance of this point should not be underestimated. If you embrace and stand for God's truth, irrespective of what others say, you will be opposed, you will be hated, you will be disrespected, lied about, and mocked by people who would not otherwise react in that way toward you. That's what's going to happen, and it's especially applicable today during the Great Apostasy, the period to which Jesus referred when he said, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? Luke 18:8. This doesn't mean that one should seek to be combative for the sake of being combative, but that embracing and professing the full truth without compromise will engender the aforementioned reactions in evil people on a smaller or larger scale depending upon your state in life. Now, sometimes a person embraces the true positions but starts to listen to others who have scorn or disrespect for those who adhere to them. If a person cares too much about that reaction, God will pull grace from that person, and that person's conviction will be weakened, perhaps even to the point of losing the faith. That's why, generally speaking, you should not continue dialoguing with those who pertinaciously reject or attack the truth or live in a sinful fashion. You should evangelize and make an effort to convert them, but if they are clearly stubborn in their rejection of the truth and they are not interested in changing, you should move on. You shouldn't hang out with them in order to hear their thoughts, unless some special purpose of study or investigation calls for it. Avoid the heretic after the second admonition, Titus 3:10. When weaker people continue to hang around and listen to such unbelievers or heretics, they often become tainted, weakened, or corrupted altogether. Sometimes a true believer loses faith because he or she was too concerned about the reaction, scorn, or disrespect of others. However, it's more common that when God sees that a person's heart is too interested in what men respect and approve, having not properly responded to God's prevenient graces to be focused on Him, that God doesn't grace that person with the true faith to begin with, since the person's heart is fixated.
Delusional bug.
Hello my lovely peeps and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, how are you? If you are coming back, thank you so much for coming back. I just want to let you know that all of my socials are in the description, my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Redbubble, and Patreon if you would like to support this channel. Also, I just want to remind you to smash that like button, turn on notifications if you'd like to see more LGBTQ+ content from this space right here. So let's get into the video. So I've talked a lot about asexuality on this channel and what it is, but I haven't really gone into depth about the different identities that fall under it. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 signs that you might be demisexual. I identify as demi and I have since I was about 15 or 16. I'm making this video because I wish I had a video like this when I was younger so I didn't feel so alone or broken and thinking that I was the only one experiencing this. So if this helps one person questioning if they're demi, this is totally worth it. So let's get into the video. So the first sign that you might be demisexual is you have to know the person for a while before you feel anything for them. Now, I know that a lot of people in media would be like, oh, everyone's like that. That's completely normal. And no, it is not. Demisexual people are on the asexual spectrum.
Hello, Mr. Force. I noticed you said no further links, but I don't really give a fuck, as I have no link to donate in the first place. Lovely.
I know some demis that can get that feeling within 3 or 4 weeks of knowing someone. It takes me a while. It takes me anywhere between 6 to 9 months to feel that for someone if I'm going to be feeling those feelings. But that is a really big sign that you might be demisexual. The second sign that you might be demisexual is probably the most embarrassing one, at least for me, that most of your crushes are on your friends. And this is because most of the people that you have a really strong bond with probably will be your friends. I'm not going to lie, I thought everyone felt that way towards their friends, and I still have a really hard time telling the difference between platonic attraction and romantic attraction because it kind of just rules for me. But yes, having crushes on mostly your friends because those are the people that you have bonds with. Really big sign that you might be demi. The third sign that you might be demisexual is that you get confused the first time you feel sexual attraction. Let me tell you. So the very first crush I ever had was on my best friend when I was 11 or 12. And I had never had those kind of feelings before. I'd never wanted to kiss anyone before, hold hands, like do any sort of romantic or anything for that or anyone else. But when I started feeling those feelings for her, I was like, oh, people feel that way for their friends. It's perfectly fine. And then when I grew up and realized those were not platonic feelings at all. And it was very confusing. So when I felt it again years later, I was like, oh, that's what that was. Because I literally didn't know. I had no idea. Feeling sexual attraction for the first time and being confused by it could be a sign that you're demisexual. So the fourth sign that you might be demisexual is that your favorite romantic trope is friends to lovers. This, oh, my favorite one. This is literally my favorite trope, and I didn't realize how much it paralleled how much I loved that in real life too, until I was about 16 or 17. I was like, oh yeah, there might be a reason that I...
Oh yeah, we're done with links. Hallelujah, man. Hallelujah. My God in heaven. Finally. Good stuff, chat.